Hello, boys and girls. I'm so glad to see you. I am so glad that you decided to drop in the Great Escape. And we're going to find out what that's all about. But first, our word for this first day is promise. And I want to show you how God's promises are different from our promises. You see, when we make promises, we don't always keep them, do we? We fully intend to keep them. We want to keep them, but we don't always keep them. It's kind of like our promises are like a flimsy piece of paper. And it's so easy to break our promises, isn't it? Well, let's talk about a promise our parents might make. Our parents, maybe our mom or maybe our dad, maybe they promise that they're going to go to your soccer game or whatever it is that you do. Maybe it's a ballet recital or a piano recital or something that they promise they're going to go to. But then they get hung up at work and they don't make it. They broke their promise. It's just really easy to break our promises, isn't it? So maybe you promised your mom that you would keep your room clean. And then one day, you're in a big hurry and you leave some things out and you think you'll clean it up later, but then the next day you're in a big hurry again, and then before you know it, you've got a big mess and you've broken your promise. How about this? You promise your parents that you're going to obey your teacher at school. You're going to do your best and you're going to obey your teacher. But then you get in with some other kids and you're being silly and you get noisy, or maybe you don't get your work done on time and you've broken your promise to your parents. That's what our promises are like. They're all too easy to break, aren't they? We don't intend to break them, but it's so easy to break them, to get caught up in something and we just break them. But God's promises are not like that. God's promises are not flimsy. His promises are like a big book, probably bigger than this one. God always keeps his promises. He never breaks his promises. If I tried to tear this, I wouldn't be able to do it, would I? Because it's so good. God's promises are so good. And he always keeps his promises. He never breaks his promises because he's stronger than anything and he knows everything and he loves us, so he never breaks his promises. Now today we're going to talk about some promises that God made to a man named Abraham. And then during the week, we're going to see how God keeps his promises. He keeps all the promises that he made to Abraham. So, listen up The next video is going to be the first lesson